What up, Dokkaners? Breaking news, the coin shop is back. The Dokkan Festival coin characters are here again. All of them from the GDC and then some, and then also the Carnival coin characters. They are going to be around for the next 32 days. So if you are someone who was unable to redeem any characters from the regular coin shop after that whole forced conversion issue, good news, it's back. And it's going to be here for a while. So you can either pick them up right now, whichever ones you wanted, or you could even wait until this deadline, because this is a very unique situation. We have this shop available for 32 days. That means that this shop will not be going away until around the end of September, like September 29th, 28th, something like that. So you've got a very long time. That will take us into and probably the end of the new Tanabata Part 2 LR, whatever that ends up being. So this is actually a very good thing. They're finally making up for this part of the whole situation. So let me first start by recapping on how we got to this point for those of you who might be confused. How did all of this stuff go down? So you might have noticed in your other notifications here, there was this that was updated. The coin shops have returned. So how this all started was that the original projected end date for GDC 2025 was August 18th. But because they extended the celebration due to Part EX being the LR Gohan hybrids, they extended all of the deadlines, but they forgot to program their coins to also be extended to August 25th instead of August 18th. As a result, anyone who entered the Baba shop after August 18th at 8 a.m. PDT unfortunately had their pity coins, or as they're calling it here, Dokkan Festival Global, Carnival Global. Those coins got auto-converted into the regular coins, which is what happens normally when the deadline ends. You don't lose anything, the game just automatically updates the coins for you, putting it back into their regular form because the pity version doesn't exist anymore. So they did that, but it was too early. And so people who were saving up their coins, still undecided on which characters to pick up with their pity coins, they unfortunately got the short end, and very much so. People were still trying to decide if they wanted to pick up the Rose, the Goku Blue, the Gogeta, whatever, and they were unable to. So they had to close down the Baba shop. They had to implement an emergency update for this along with the data download that conveniently happened very soon after. And as a result, they gave back all players affected certain rewards. So let me go ahead and just review that here. Actually, I think it'd be better to read it through this. And then we'll get to this freezer. There's a reason this freezes here in a second. Hold on. So if we go to news and go here we go. So the original problem was that there were two types of players who got screwed over. One, those who had their global carnival or global Dokkan Festival coins auto-converted. Or two, players who caught wind of the situation or who otherwise did not want to go into the Baba shop because of this problem and were unable to use their coins. Depending on who you were negatively affected by this whole situation. So because of that, they gave back the same amount of coins that were converted to the Situation 1 players, those who were auto-converted. And two, the Situation 2 players were given the regular Dokkan Festival or Carnival coins equal to the amount that they had in their possession, which was this. And so either way, either situation, both players got compensated for it. The problem is that Situation 1 players got to benefit from that immediate compensation, but Situation 2 players were not able to, because the coins that were given to them that were the regular coins were unable to be redeemed because the coin shop was not available for buying these guys. And that was the problem. So they have now come out and fixed that. And so they have now opened up the shop for the next 32 days. So like I said, it's going to be ending around the 29th. I Googled it because it's late. I can't do math. 32 days from August 28th, 2025 would be September 29th, 2025. That's 32 days. But if you want to be safe, I would probably round it down by a couple of days. Of course, as we get closer, the coin shop itself will tell you how close we are. But for the sake of just being thorough, I've updated the coin shop date here to say September 27th, 8 a.m. PDT. And actually, now that I think about it, I should also update this. Now, what you're looking at here, this is the stuff that I showed in my video almost a week ago, a little over a week ago, talking about which characters to pick up with your special coins. So while most of that is now resolved, this is now back open for another month. And so I wanted to let you guys know about this because I'm sure some of you guys were trying to get that Vegito, but you weren't able to. Vegito is a great unit, very pivotal, an incredible leader skill, a great stall tactic in order to get through certain challenges. So people maybe wanted to pick up this unit, but they couldn't. So now you can. So until September 27th, the Carnival and the Dokkan Festival shops remain open, as well as a few extra characters, I think. Let's actually go back and look, because I think there's a few more, or no, maybe they're all just, no. I think they're all just part of like the easiest and super easiest and stuff, right? I'm pretty sure all of this, yeah, it's part EX as well. That's actually a big change. The part EX and the GDC, all of them have the same deadline of 32 days. That's what I was confused about. You can also see like some older characters back here, like, oh my, wait a minute. Were these guys always available? Actually, no, they were. I was thinking of the other sub easiest, but yeah, Tech Shenron, Sin Shenron, STR Great Ape, the guy who's banned everywhere, Physical Pan. Going over here, you got all these guys available. So yeah, this is actually awesome. Wait, am I remembering this right? Yeah, no, I am. It's late. I'm not going to question myself. It's all back. Okay. So look through it, decide whichever ones you want. You don't have to get everybody because characters will be coming back. You know, now that they've returned, they'll return again. So just because you have the coins doesn't necessarily mean you have to use all of it. Use your best judgment. Hopefully, you know, me informing you will help you make those decisions. Hopefully my video that I made last week will help you make the decision. You could still go back and look at what I have to say about the Dokkan Festival and Carnival coins. I should actually go back and update the pinned comment and talk about the date change. So that is the big news that I wanted to share with you guys immediately so you have plenty of time. And I know that this whole thing came about due to their screw up, but the practice of saving your stuff until the end is still, honestly, in my opinion, a very good practice. And now with this unprecedented 32-day peak into the next month, you know, over a month of the Dokkan schedule, we've got a very interesting scenario unfolding here because right now we are about to start this, right? And this is going to go on for the month of September going into October. Who knows what sort of news we'll be getting in the meantime that would either talk about, you know, characters that we might want with those red coins in this celebration or perhaps something afterwards. Now, I know that this is the same image. Forgive me. It's just a placeholder. Once we get the new campaign details, I'll replace this. But the point is, with 32 days, there's a lot of news that could potentially happen during that time. There are some events that could release during that time that might call for maybe, you know what, let me pick up a copy of Super Saiyan 4s because I need them all of a sudden. Or, you know what, I need to get that Broly. Speaking of Broly, the Part 2 LR, I'm not saying it is, but there is reason to suspect that a Dragon Ball Super Broly unit could be coming up for Part 2. I'll talk more about that in another video, but if that is the case, for argument's sake, let's say it is Broly, suddenly this guy's stocks shoot up. This guy's stocks shoot up. There's also the AGL Dragon Ball Super Broly, who is the 9th anniversary unit, who's kind of fallen off in terms of relevancy, but he is still here. His stocks might shoot up. So I think that there would actually be some intrinsic value in just saving and waiting for right now, but it's up to you. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. So that's it for the main news. I want to now talk about a few other bits of news. You saw the Frieza. So they also did a few other things here. They changed up some categories. Let's go ahead and read about this. So regarding an issue was found where certain categories were missing from Space Traveling Warriors or Accelerated Battle. Basically, they've added 2 Golden Friezas into Space Traveling Warriors, and they've added like every Gogeta that ever existed into Accelerated Battle. All of them. I'm not going to go ahead and Google all these. I'm sure it's all of them. But these I did Google, and so it is the free-to-play I was going to say Red Frieza. Oh man, the Legends brain rot's kicking in. It is the free-to-play Frieza, who then did you... Okay, whatever. Into the physical Golden Frieza. And then we got the Int Banner Unit Frieza. This is from the 9th anniversary. The Broly's banner unit, and this is his TUR. So all of these units have now been given Space Traveling Warriors. In my journey to find these characters, I came across something very unfortunate. This guy, and then I also saw this on Twitter as well, and this now made sense why people were talking about it. This guy is not on Space Traveling Warriors, and I honestly don't know why. The only thing that I can think of, based on stupid Dokkan logic, is that for the duration of this event where he goes gold and he fights Goku and Vegeta and whatnot, all of that happens while he's not space traveling. But then again, you could say that about anybody. Anyone is not a space traveling warrior when they're using their moves in a planet, you know? So I feel like that's kind of stupid. I don't really know why this guy's not on Space Traveling Warriors, and I don't know why they haven't addressed it. Maybe this is something that they'll fix when his EZA happens, because then they'll go ahead and do some checks on the character. Maybe then they'll realize, oh, he's not Space Traveling Warriors either. Maybe. I don't know. And then all of these Gogetas have been given Accelerated Battle. I think I realized this at one point. I think we talked about this a long time ago as a community, but it never really bothered me. But I guess it's just because the Gogetas sort of, I don't know. I don't know why. It never bothered me that he was never Accelerated Battle. Maybe I don't know. Let me know if you ever noticed this and had an issue with this, because I honestly cannot remember. But whatever. The point is, we were all deeply disturbed by this revelation, so they gave us 1 Dragonstone. So, yay! Last bit of news that I want to talk about here. Adjustment of certain passive skill descriptions. This I love. This reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh! So they are updating Cellmax, LR, TUR, SSR, Daima Vegeta's TUR, Magetta's SSR, TUR. Actually, don't know which one this is. Astonishing Burning Power Magetta. I think that's the physical one. Doesn't matter. Solitary Iron Wall of Power. What did they do? So they've basically changed the wording of certain parts of the passive. Before the change, it used to say after receiving an attack. After the change, it now says after the enemy launches a super attack at the character. Now, this is only the description that has been adjusted. The core function of the ability has not changed. But what I love about this is that this makes it so much more clear. This is another example. For every super attack received now gets changed to for every super attack that the enemy launches at the character. Why does this matter? This is huge because this now removes any ambiguity about whether or not you actually have to get hit by it. Every single time I would see a passive like this, I would have to DM my boy Proton. Shout out Proton. I'm sure he knows. We'll see if he comments, because it was all the time. I would have to ask him, hey man, after receiving a super attack, does that mean that he has to get hit or can he dodge it? And he would have to go in and take a look at the data to see what is it called? Like proc activation level. It was like data stuff that he would have to do to discern if this was in fact something you had to get hit by or dodge. And in certain cases, it meant one thing, certain cases it meant the other. So this removes all ambiguity from the equation altogether, because this means whether or not the super attack hits you, it doesn't matter because he launched it, and that's what counts. The fact that he launched the super, the condition has been met. You can still dodge it. So I love that for both of these. So in fact, let me pull up, let's go pull up Daima Vegeta. Let's see. Daima Vegeta, he's right. And if we go to TUR, passive, after receiving an attack, no. Oh, after the enemy it's already here. After the enemy launches a super attack at the character, launches an additional super. That means a very different thing. So I'm very glad that they fixed that. This reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because there would be certain things where like you could take advantage of the ambiguity of the card. I remember, I will never forget this. I lost a duel because somebody tried to use Chaos Magician's ability where he special summoned him in one way, and he claimed that it was doable because the card didn't explicitly state that it couldn't be done this way. Because of things like that, Yu-Gi-Oh! Then implemented a rewording down the road where they said Chaos Emperor can be special summoned by removing 1 light and 1 dark monster from the graveyard and cannot be special summoned any other way. That was huge. In your face, Michael! Sorry. Anyway, that's it for the news here. Great news, great changes, great updates, and I hope you guys get to take advantage of this. If you save your coins, I will, you know what? I will do another video, and I will remind you guys once again, as we get closer to the end of the... What? What's happening? Oh, what's up? Okay. As we get closer to the end of the coin shop duration, I will let you guys know that we are getting close. So if you still have not yet bought the Tech Vegito, and you now suddenly really want to buy it, you could, or whatever else, right? And if we get some easy announcements along the way, suddenly these characters might not be bad options to pick up. So yeah, we all win. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below in the comments your thoughts on this whole coin situation. Are you happy with how things have turned out? What are your thoughts on the categories being added? Why is the LR AGL Golden Frieza not a space traveling warrior? He traveled from space to get here. That's stupid. What are your thoughts on the wording being changed? Were you screwed over by such weird ambiguity in the past in either Dokkan or other games in general? Feel free to share in the comments down below. Also be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of us. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly. Was it Chaos Emperor or was it Chaos Magician? Chaos Emperor. I'm pretty sure it was Chaos Emperor. Chaos Mage? No, it's not Chaos Emperor. Who is it? It's the 2300 attack. Chaos Emperor. Chaos Magician? Chaos. No. God. 2300 attack. Remove light and dark from the graveyard to special summon. I'm gonna find out who this is. Chaos something. Chaos Creator? No. Chaos Sorcerer. That's what it was. Chaos Sorcerer.